Hey guys, welcome back. This week we're going to be doing the ZeXaL arc characters. Going to be open and honest from the get-go. I don't like ZeXaL, so there's quite a few characters here that I just didn't bother to make. Which, I don't know, maybe I'll get around to making them sometime in the future. Certainly not today. But to get it started, we have got Tron versus Yuma. Tron is actually probably one of my favorite characters from ZeXaL. He's at least running my favorite deck from ZeXaL. Which was just Heraldic Beasts, which I still to this day love. And if I'm right, this is the normal Yuma deck, not his... Yeah, so this is not his ZeXaL form while he's fused with Astral, it's just him. I missed an anime duel. Feels in ZeXaL 1 be an anime duel. But no, I really liked the first couple of seasons of ZeXaL. I enjoyed up until the end of the Tournament of Dr. Baker. After that, the entirety of ZeXaL 2 on was just dreadful. I also think that the Shining Draw ability... Honestly, all the ZeXaL-related powers are such bullshit. They are the worst cheating in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! So Yuma's got his Onomatopoeia deck. So Dododos, Go-Go-Go's, Gaga. I don't think I bothered with God, what's the name of it? Yubaba? Because this is this is relatively old Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point. So you don't get the intermix ones like Dodo Dwarf, Gaga Gloves. Okay. We immediately see Heraldic King Genome Herita. I will say that Tron is going to have a really unfair advantage, specifically in the ZeXaL era tournament. Primarily because his monsters obviously steal the names and attack power and all that of these monsters. He's also got what is basically a Miracle Fusion. Ooh. That said, Yuma is putting up something of a decent struggle here. I mean, obviously I'm hoping for Tron to win because he's using my favorite deck of this era, but I actually hope that we get to see a decent showing of Yuma's deck. Just because it took a lot of effort on my part to make sure this deck was, like, consistent and viable. Without being overly reliant on number 39. And Tron, again, has no way to stop their deck damage. If anyone's wondering, the winning formula is complete is, I think, a promo card. Okay, that's actually probably a really good move there on his part. But it lets you... It's basically Rank Up Magic, the 7th one, but for normal Xyz monsters. Sorry, normal number monsters. And Tron takes the first win. Honestly, it's kind of unfortunate that Yuma came up against Tron immediately. Tron is probably my favorite to take the entire thing. Hi, Dash. He's not the one I'm hoping takes the entire thing, but he's probably the favorite. Next up is Hart versus 3. Hart was an absolute nightmare to build. 3 was pretty easy. I don't remember what any of these characters' names are in English, for the record. I apologize. I think he might be Trey. But I'm purely remembering off Duel Links there. Anyway, Haruto. But yeah, so in the manga, he actually does have like a real deck, and he duels. In the anime, he genuinely doesn't have a deck, which is part of the reason why I didn't bother to go through and make everyone's deck in ZeXaL, just because so many of the characters who are listed in this game don't ever duel ever on screen. Like, if we come down here, we will see Akari and Haru Tsukumo, Yuma's relatives. They never duel. They don't have decks. Same with Tsunagi. And then a lot of the characters who do have decks, like Tori, aren't running their real decks by default, which was infuriating. Anyway, it's Hart versus 3. So the little brothers, basically, cool. But yeah, Hart sort of has an insect Xyz deck like he does in the manga. It's not that great because most of his insect Xyz cards weren't real at the time this game was released. They are real now, so if we got a modern version of this game, honestly, you could do a lot better with both their decks. That said, we are seeing it Chronomali, and they go pretty hard actually. 3 is another one that would actually be an easy favorite to win the entire thing. Okay, so Inferno Reckless. Not 100% sure why he went for Never Disc there, but hey ho. So he's going up to level 8. No, he's stopping at 7. I will give you a heads up, he's got a lot of generic disease monsters in his deck. Primarily because, like, what else are we really meant to be doing with him here? All of his real ones just aren't real yet. This thing. I will throw out there, number 36 is probably one of the stronger cards in 3's deck. Doesn't have the damage as, like, what Maku can, but my god. Especially this combo. I'm pretty sure that's game right there. Oh, okay. That was nearly game right there. Hart narrowly survived that. Okay, Pin Chopper. He's going to survive another turn then. Well, see, Nebradesk is also another one that goes a bit too hard. But at this point, a lot of the Chronomali cards are just so consistent. That you just let them have it, honestly. Now they're confronting the sea. Okay, there goes Blood Spider. It's a bit sad because if he had found a way to special summon his Block Spider creates an attack lock. Sorry, I don't have the most heated commentary for this one. Okay, so that's Block Spider gone again. And that's game. Hart loses. Honestly, a very one-sided game from the start there. I kind of expected that to be the case, though. Next up should be a bit more fun though, because we've got Rio versus Katchan. Please don't kill me. So Rio, obviously Shark's sister, Osa Morag. I debated giving Morag and Rio separate decks, but there's not really enough of Rio's deck on her own to justify it, so she's just got the one for both of them. Especially since like their decks would be identical except for their Xyz monsters. Cat. There's the cat. I will say that Cat shockingly could be a really strong contender. I don't see it happening though. Mostly because the AI never has any idea what it's doing here. Sorry about the save states there, by the way. My rabbit just jumped up on me. And there's fluff everywhere. So if you don't know, Katchan plays a cat deck, as you expect. Her main monster is Cat Magician. Okay. Meanwhile, Rio plays Water Birds. Her main monster is, I think, 103. It might be 102. No, it is 102, because 103 is, yeah. Also, to bolster Cat up, and I did this with quite a few of the weaker ZeXaL duelists. I gave her instant fusion for Elder God Norden to go into a... It's basically a miracle fusion for rank 4s. Obviously not as good because your opponent can steal it, as we just saw. And she's got a few just general beast Xyzes, like Diamond Direwolf. Hey, Cat World. That makes Cat Magician a 4,000 attack beater, which is incredible. And just straight up runs over Ice Beast Seraphon. That said, there's still a very real possibility. Like, to be honest, Cat's not going to win this. Even before that got destroyed just now, I don't see Cat winning this. 102 specifically destroys monsters that have altered attack. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm open to being wrong. It's nearly game, but yeah. I think that just pushes Rio into Destiny Draw, which could be rank up Magic the 7th one, which just wins immediately. I'm not sure why the AI is so dedicated to summoning Kinkabayo, but hey ho. Or spinning it back to their own deck. I don't know what the AI was thinking there. Because it's Pot of Greed, not 7th one. Maybe I am wrong. See, on paper, Rio has the single-sided advantage in this matchup, but I'll be damned if Cat's not making her pay for it. Okay, then out comes Ice Beast. Yeah, it's kind of non-negotiable. Okay, so Blizzard Thunderbird could go kind of hard here, but I don't Yeah. Oh, to get Monster Cat out. And get the win. Wow, Cat actually took out Rio/Mirage. Wow. Okay. It's nice to be wrong this early in. I actually really like that. I find Cat's deck a lot more fun to watch. That said, Rio can also go really hard. Next up is another Yuma build. This one being based around his final duel against Astral. I will say that the actual ZeXaL deck is not in here. Sorry. It is in the Champions round to come up later. So, yeah. Instead, we've got number Future Zero, Hope. Versus... Tetsuo, who is another character I just despise in ZeXaL. Tetsuo is one of those jokes that just really doesn't land. The entire gimmick is he's a fat gatekeeping nerd boy who's... I'm not really sure. Again, I'm not completely sure what the joke was really meant to be with him, other than ha ha ha, fat card game gatekeeper. Alright, got an early wind up. And now it can no longer battle. But to be honest, I kind of feel like a lot of that criticism can be levied at ZeXaL in general. A lot of it was just jokes that never landed and never went anywhere. Like the entire arc with Yuma's dad literally never goes anywhere. Hey, baby. Even the explanation for like why Shark and Mirage have to fight on the side of the Barian world in later seasons doesn't really make a lot of sense. I think ZeXaL needed maybe 2 or 3 more drafts before they released it. And I think they definitely needed maybe at least 1 more season to do something with this plot. Alright. So, hopefully... Okay, cool. So, this is the main gimmick of Yuma's deck. Humming the keyboard Jin to summon one of the other Z's Jins. And then... Okay. Ideally, overlay the 2 of them into F0, but not this time. But yeah, one of the lesser like acknowledged parts of Yuma's deck is just the Jins. And they are a massive part of his deck in the early parts of the series. Until he gets his deck filled up with number monsters and he starts playing more around with like level manipulation. Okay. It makes sense why he's not stealing that that wind up though. He can't attack. It is always funny to see a 1600 attack in Goldfish. And then Tetsuo's got his gadgets to kind of keep him more consistently in the game. I will say this Yuma, like the other one, also has the winning formula is complete. So we get to see F number 0. Unfortunately, that's just not going to do enough because, Oh. I guess that's, yeah, you could just destroy it. That solidarity actually does do a lot for Tetsuo here. And yeah, I'm not sure why Yuma normal summon Mimic. I am struggling with that thing. Just destroy the big thing that you can't attack with. It literally does nothing once you steal it. Just pop it with your Z's energy bursts. Or Z's bursts. Maybe, yes. Kagemucha. Oh, cool. I will say that Yuma's rank 3 like Z's deck is probably my favorite depiction of his decks. Just because I actually find it the most unique in ZeXaL or ZeXaL. With the next best being like Shark's rank 3 deck. So I'm kind of holding out hope that F-Zero manages to swing this run because I just hate Tetsuo. And to be honest, it's not feeling unlikely. I don't think Tetsuo has much in the way to get over F-Zero here. He might have the odd dimension roll though. Okay, so not this turn, but maybe next turn Yuma can take the win. Very close though. They're both within like 500 points burn damage to lose. And I think both of them actually do have that in their decks. Well, okay. Limiter removal was kind of cool. I am annoyed that Tetsuo took out one of my favorites to win. God, that sucks. But oh well. Next up is Shark versus Yamikawa. If you don't know who Yamikawa is, he is the armored ninja dude. I think he shows up in Season 1. I don't think he ever shows up again. I will say Shark actually is split into 2 separate decks here. He's got this deck and then he's got the Nasch deck. The Nasch deck is another one that I'd say is a favorite to take everything. It was an absolute nightmare to balance that thing, so it wasn't like running Rampage over all the others or just straight up losing immediately. And the entire issue is CXZ's, I think it's Barian Hope. CXZ's Barian Hope is contextually probably not the worst card in the game. In this specific game, it just makes Nasch lose. He will always summon it over 101, and it's just not worth it. Not sure what Yamikawa's game is there. I'm so curious who decided Smooth Jazz was the way with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel music, but it's been a thing since Tag Force 1, really. I kind of appreciate it. Good. He kept, I can't remember its name. The one that procs when it goes to the graveyard. That thing. Needle Sunfish. Okay, so I think we've got a clear, like, swing towards Shark here. Although that Solidarity does a lot of heavy lifting. So it depends on the face downs now. Can the face downs stop this? If it was Call of Haunted, he would have used it. Okay, what are the face downs? Armor Ninjutsu. Oh, it's just two Rust Mists. That sucks. Alright, so Shark takes that win. I'm actually kind of glad to see it. I like Shark. Kind of sucks we didn't get to see what the Armor Ninjas are actually able to do, though. But what do you want from me? Next up is Vector versus 4. Or Quattro. I will say there are 3 different versions of Vector in this game. That is not my fault. We've got Ray. Hold on, there's Ray. Vector and the Barian Spirit all in this game by default. Again, not my fault. Take it up with the game creators who decided he needed 3 different versions of the same guy. Alright, so that was Vector versus Quattro. I am a huge fan of 4. I really hope he takes this. Again, I actually did really enjoy ZeXaL's earlier seasons. I did think it was way too cartoonish, and it was lacking a lot of potential, but yeah. Okay, so Vector's immediately opening up semi-decently. One of the issues with Vector's deck, throwing out there immediately, is it can be horrifically inconsistent just because he uses so many different small engines. So, in case anyone's wondering, he's got... Oh no, 103 is Ragnar Zero. Okay, so 102 must be the Star Seraph. I don't know why he does that, but oh well. Vector's got 103 and 102 in his deck, as well as, I think, 105? Because this is based on his deck after Don Thousand's Throne, which is after he's killed his friends and taken their decks. Well, their ace cards. Oh, Argent Chaos Force. I did not see that coming up so early. 33 plus 14 is 4,700. Vector survives with 400 life points. Yep. Very quick one. That's only turn 3 that we saw Vector get cornered so hard. I will note the other downside for Vector's deck here is that his Destiny draw is Rank Up Magic, Admiration of Don 1000. Well, that's one of his Destiny draws. But plainly, that is going to be useless in most duels anyway. Don't think it matters. He is losing here. And that was a very quick and easy one. I will say Vector was incredibly hard to make work. So I'm not super surprised you could. Ooh, okay. This is a really fun one. I like this one. It's Orbital 7 versus Kite. For anyone who's not watched ZeXaL, Orbital 7 is this little robot thing that follows Kite around and helps him out. Honestly, there's a lot of jokes around Orbital 7, and none of the jokes land. It's I cannot emphasize enough that I don't think ZeXaL had a single good joke in it. But it's still cool to see these two actually have a go at it. And there were some actually genuinely cool characters in the series. Like, Kite is genuinely a pretty cool character, and I was really glad to see him come back for Arc 5. Okay, I cannot tell how good or bad an opening that was for him. But we do get to see an early Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Which honestly could be enough to swing the entire duel. I will also note the Kite deck is specifically a Photon deck that's based on how we dueled in the early parts of Season 1 and 2. Is he going to go into Neo Galaxy Eyes already? Yeah, he is. Okay. Oh no, he's going into full armor Photon. Not sure why, but... This might be another fast one. Depends on what Orbital's Destiny throws here. Gearspring Spirit. Okay, fair enough. And then Luminize. So, Galaxy Eyes isn't going anywhere, but... Okay, can you pull this back? Yeah, you could actually. Never mind. Orbital cannot pull this back. That is Orbital's loss. Another really quick one. We are churning through it. And then we've got Ana versus Mizael. Alright, cool. So this is actually another two characters I quite like in ZeXaL. Ana Kaboom and Mizael. So grab Ana. I honestly think that Ana probably should have taken the role of Tori in ZeXaL, just because I don't think Tori contributed anything. Or if nothing else, the two of them should have been the same character. They should have been fused into one. I'll probably talk about that more when we get to Tori. On the other hand, we've got Mizael, the Barian Galaxy Eyes user, who honestly I really like. I don't really like his human form, but to be honest, I don't like any of the Barian's human forms except for Shark. And Rio, I guess. If anyone's like curious, Ana is playing a rank 10 machine deck, and Mizael's going to be playing rank 8 dragons. Though I think Mizael has fully dead Droite. Just a little bit surprising because he's got a lot of monsters in that deck. Okay, so it's not so much that it's a dead Droite, it's more that Ana doesn't have enough attack points yet. Alright. Absolute waste of Tachyon Transmigration there. Yep, and then we've got a... Okay, maybe not. I'm not even gonna lie, I've never actually thought about using Tachyon to negate Barbados's effect. Anything else? No. Oof. I think Anna just got absolutely decimated. Unless her face down is oh, you know what? Metal Reflector Slime will do it. No, it won't. It's gone. Okay, Revolving Switchyard is probably what she needed to get this duel back on the road for herself, but... yeah. If you don't know what Revolving Switchyard does, it's got two effects. One is to discard a card and add a level 10 machine to your hand. The other one is when you normal or special summon a level 10 machine, you can special summon a level 4 Earth Machine type monster from your deck. Oh, Chaos Hole. Oh, that sucked. And Anna just got her stuff back together. Man, that's rough. This was a rough one for Anna. That's game. She only just got it together so that she could actually start Z summoning, and then she immediately gets decimated. Well. Mizael's one that I'd like to see get towards the end, but we'll see how we go. Oh, the next one is a duel that I wish happened in the anime but never did. You got a lot of like the nice lineups I like. It's Gauche versus Alito. So Gauche goes first. Gauche is the guy who uses heroic champions. Probably one of the strongest duelists in like ZeXaL, unironically. And then Alito is probably the most consistent of the Barian Emperors. Very similar personalities between the two of them. They both have like got the fiery spirit, fight, you know, an honest fight kind of thing. They're both obsessed with dueling. And to be honest, they both kind of ally themselves with Yuma. Good rabbit. But they both kind of ally themselves with Yuma against their like original boss after dueling him. With Gauche giving him heroic champion Excalibur and Alito straight up like helping Yuma against specific brainwashed characters. They're also running very similar decks. Heroic Challengers and Burning Knucklers. This is gonna hurt. Okay. I'm surprised that we've not seen a single person actually pull the 7th one yet. I think they're both also rocking out Solidarity in their decks. But obviously, Gauche found his, and Alito hasn't yet. Oof. That's game. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Okay, so he didn't go for the damage, he went for the, yeah. Another Excalibur, another Excalibur. Okay, so There was like a good chance that he'd just summon another one and go into his over 100s number. What are you doing? Okay, so you've got like your little pseudo honest there. Yeah, still in immense danger. No, Excalibur doesn't hit hard enough to get the Oko here. Never mind, yes it does. It's got 8,000 attack. Alright, good game. Gauche takes the quick win. I hope I'm saying his name right. Sorry, his name right. Gauche. It might be Gauche. It's Gauche. Next up is Flip Turner versus Gilag. I don't like Flip Turner, I'm not gonna lie. Again, he's one of those jokes that just doesn't go anywhere. God, is Flip Turner the class rep? He might be the class rep. No, he's Tokunosuke. Who by default in this game is running a Ghost Trick deck because, to be honest, his deck he uses in the anime is basically just a quiz deck. Quiz flip effects. Versus Gilag. God, I hate Gilag's human design. I think that is probably the most egregious design in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's honestly just abysmal. I don't know what they were thinking with making that. Not to mention the entire joke of, you know, this full-grown man lusting after and becoming obsessed with like a very clearly like 14-year-old idol is just incredibly uncomfortable. Okay. I will say Gilag's one of those ones that could go to the end or he could get eliminated really early on. It's anyone's guess. He's running hands, like Fire Hand, Aqua Hand, which were central parts of the HAT deck, which was a massively top-tier deck for a long time. I don't understand why he just did that with number C106, but yeah, I've got no idea. That was a terrible move on his part. Because it can't even use its effect now. Okay. Okay. As you can see with Gilag, I gave him a few like generic rock Xyz monsters. Gemini Pearl, Diguster Emerald, things that just kind of help his deck with its consistency. Tokunosuke also has a lot of flip effect zombies. And a few fiends. I'd be really surprised if Tokunosuke takes this. Yeah, especially now. Like, that's... Okay, it's Magic Hand, so it's not... But if Fire Hand or, like, Aqua Hand are, like, left in the field, that loop is incredibly hard to break out of, especially for the AI. Okay, so he's going to pull into the loop now, thanks to the Grizzly. There's a lot of face downs on Tokunosuke's side there. Then we've got Elder God Nodin into... To be honest, I'm kind of hoping he just goes to normal 106. That would be the good move here, but... Okay, yeah, normal 106. What can Flip do here? I mean, he could try to deck out Gilag, but it'd take a long time. Okay, so that's 106 again. White Pearl. Man, that is a full board. Oh, Ghost of a Grudge. That's rough. He needs a way to get rid of his 2 monsters now. Or else he just loses. Five cards in hand. He might have the ways to do it, but... Defense position. Good. Alright, one face down. That decides it all. Nah. You lost to Ghost of a Grudge, of all things. HAT lost to... Not even an archetype. It just lost to zombie Xyz without any Xyz monsters, really. Right, next one up is... Oh, hey! Kaito versus V. Or 5. What is his name in Japanese? Sorry, in English. I've got no idea. So, Kaito is Kite's Season 3-4 deck. It's more galaxies than it is photons. It leans heavily into rank 8. Next one up is V. Again, I've got no idea what V's English name is. He uses Dyson Sphere. Rank 9 deck. He was really cool to watch duel originally because we didn't actually see him use any monsters for a long time. He won mostly through spell and trap cards until he dueled Kaito. Ugh. Okay, opening swords. Unfortunately, as with most high-level decks, they can get dead-drawed like that. But hopefully he'll do better now. This music makes me think so much of Final Fantasy music, man. Ooh. Okay, are you gonna pop the Cyber Valley or are you just gonna run into it? Just run into it. I promise you, you will see what V's up to here. I'm actually somewhat proud of how his deck came out because it was a lot of effort on my part. Sad to see the Inferno Reckless Summon go. I'm sure you guys have noticed that I love to abuse that card to help, like, get engines going. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of damage. I'm guessing this face down is another Shining Angel. I'm gonna check. Okay, it was, yeah. I didn't even have to like check it. Okay, so what is his actual play here then? So there's finally Galaxy Eyes. Galaxy Eyes Prime. Into Galaxy Eyes Full Armor. Kind of sucks for your Shining Angel there. What are your face downs? I shouldn't have checked that. Gives away a lot. I apologize. Why didn't you use Inferno Reckless Summon there? You would have had the materials needed to go into number 9 this turn. Alright, so if Kaito's smart, he'll just destroy the Cyber Valley, but I don't think he... Oh, no, he does! Okay, cool. Part of me wonders if I should shut my mouth, but then the other part of me is like, if I shut my mouth, they stop doing the good thing. So you got 3 Galaxy Eyes Xyz monsters on the field. And just kind of bullied V. Well, 5. Okay, next up is another vector. It is the Barian Spirit versus Durbe. Durbe. I'm not really sure how to say his name either. To be honest, that's kind of an issue that I had with quite a few of the ZeXaL characters. Is I'm not. Oh wait, Barian Spirit right there. I'm not really sure what their names are meant to be, because they are named kind of weirdly. Wait, no, Durbe's one more up. I respect that these are probably real names from different countries around the world. Like, I'm sure that Nasch and Mirag and Gauche and all that are real names. Just... yeah. So I could spoil what the Barian Spirit's like deck theme is here compared to the other 2 vectors, because I did try to keep all 3 of them separate. Core Vector uses like all the different over 100 numbers that he stole over time. Ray uses pretty much like purely, I think it's 105. Is it 105? Not sure. I will get back to you. He uses his over 100 number and Master Key Beetle. Kind of a waste of Plague Spreader, but hey ho. Yeah, you're gonna negate it. Cool. I will say Elder God Nodin actually goes harder for Durbe than it does for most of the others. Oh, he didn't use it. Oh no, you can't use activated effects thanks to oh god, what's his name? Mad King Overfiend? King Overfiend, not Mad King Overfiend. And then steal an Xyz monster, which means that he now gets his effects back because he stole hey, cool. But then I think... No, you don't get the draw from it? Okay. But yeah, King Overfiend, while he's got his correct disease material, stops all activated effects for the opponent. The second that's gone, you get your stuff back. So by using Barian's Force there to steal that particular material. And then Giant Jam. Unfortunately, I think he's already got one in the grave. He may have already seen all three then. Okay, so he just had the other one in his hand. What can the Barian Spirit do? Okay, we might get to see his monster here. $5,000. And yet he's still got more life than the opponent. No, he won't. Okay. I'm sad. If he'd kept the Giant Germ, he could have, he could have overlaid for his ace monster. Oh, that's rough, buddy. That is rough. But he's fully done this to himself. He would have been in such a better position. And my body as a shield. I don't think the Barian Spirit has anything that could hold him in this anymore. What's that game? 2,400, 3,600. No, it's not. He narrowly survives. It means he does get his Destiny draw, though. But is it any good? Okay. We had to see Jin Buster come back. Where are you going from there? Nowhere. Okay. That's unfortunate. So his Destiny draw is part of greed. Alright, so as a heads up, the Barian Spirit's deck's based around Puppet Master, the rank 2 that Vector uses after he gets 1000 Throne. Actually an incredibly good card if you can get it working. It's kind of disappointing he didn't go into it. It becomes immune to destruction by battle or card effects if it's equipped with a monster. Sorry, equipped with a number monster. Which he is able to do very easily because that's literally its effect. And then it makes it so every time you gain life points, your opponent takes that much damage and it gains attack. So it can get out of hand really fast. Anyway, next up, we've got Nasch versus Robin. So Esper Robin. So this is kind of a soft spoiler, but if you've been playing Duel Links, you've seen it. And also, ZeXaL's over 10 years old now, so sue me. Well over 10 years old now. It might be coming up on like 15. But Nasch, the leader of the Barian Emperors, is Shark's original identity. I actually don't like the twist because it means that not a single pure human did anything of note in the entirety of ZeXaL. Because Kite is getting his powers, his photon powers, off of Hart, who is getting his powers off of the Barian world. Argent Chaos Force is the power that Tron's family is getting from Tron from the Barian world ad infinitum. Like, it means that literally every character of note is siphoning power off of either the Astral world or the Barian world. Humans are worthless. Oh, so the fact he normal summoned that Esper is actually huge there. Since it means it can't be eaten by 101. Speaking of 101. Okay, then quick chaos. Then he's going to go up to CXEs for the 4,000 attack. And he doesn't have any other Xyz monsters in his graveyard yet, so he's not going to start randomly using its effect. Oh, that sucks. But the Grizzly goes down. And he's just going to keep ramming it until Shark runs out of monsters. And since Star Robin was normal, was Star Sparrow was tribute summoned, it can't be eaten by 101. So even the 7th one. First off, cool, we got to see the 7th one, but it's just not going to do enough here. Out comes 101, which can eat Honest. Sorry, not Honest, Shining Angel. Okay, and then that's Shark Drake if he wants it. Oh, Abyss Dweller. Okay, he can just run it over. Okay. He can start to pull this back. I'm suddenly really glad I gave him Abyss Dweller. A little bit sad he didn't just eat the Shining Angel though. Okay, so in order to actually punch through, he needs to use Abyss Dweller here. Otherwise, he's just going to be forever running into Star Sparrow because of the infinite loop. And since 101 has no Xyz monsters, currently it's vulnerable. Going to be here for a while. At least until the AI realizes it has to use Abyss Dweller. Or until the AI tries to attack directly to something that's under 1500 defense. At which point, you'll get to keep the Star Sparrow and Shark will probably eat it with 101. Okay, there's Nova Summoner. Then main phase 2, you actually get material on your 101. Yep. Ooh, breakthrough skill again. So you get to keep your monster, but to what end? So for the record, Esper can eventually find a way to win this. It's a question of, will Nasch find a way to kill him before he does? Which, I don't know. Probably not at this rate. I think all Esper really needs is Galaxy Queen's Light and is it Message in a Bottle? That, like, lets him... One of them summons 3 monsters with different levels, and the other one increases all of their levels up to the highest level on the field. Which then gives him access to Super Galaxy Destroyer. Which is... Oh, no. No, he sent back both Robins. Okay, the other option was that he's just dumb. If he had kept even one Star Robin in the graveyard, he'd probably have been able to keep this going in perpetuity. Okay, Dawn Knight, so he will send his Star Sparrow from the deck. Okay, he's still in it. Through luck, not judgment. He's also filled up his spell and trap card zone, so chances are he can't win anymore. He will just eventually deck out. The other thing that Nasch could do here is summon Bahamut Shark, then use Bahamut Shark to summon Leviathan Dragon, rank it up to Armored Xyz, whatever on Earth it's called. I can't remember its name anymore. Yeah, I actually can't remember its name. Okay, it's... Yeah. Either way, its effect is that when it destroys a monster by battle, it destroys the spell trap card, which he could easily use to get rid of Dimensional Iron Wall, which would stop Star Sparrow from coming back endlessly. Like, honestly, Nasch has got 6 or 7 ways he could win this right now. His AI is just not smart enough to do it. Meanwhile, I think Esper's got maybe 1 win condition left in his entire deck. And I don't think his AI is smart enough to do it either. We may just be here until deck out. Alright, prepare your ears, because I'm just going to fast forward this for a bit, because this can take forever otherwise. Okay, one of the Star Sparrows is gone. Bahamut. Dawn Knight hits grid. Well, he did summon Bahamut, so next turn he might actually have his... Oh god, I really wish I could remember what this thing's name is. It's Beast Warrior, Dark type, needs 2 waters to use it. I don't remember what its name is though. There's Leviathan, so if he ranks it up... Okay, he's not ranking it up this turn. Rank it up. So that I can remember what this card is... it's going to drive me insane trying to remember what this card is called. Well, it's cool that Nasch has pretty much definitely got the win now. Break it up. So I refuse to believe that Esper Robin has not got Message in a Bottle and Galaxy Queen's Light in that hand right now. Which honestly could win it all, because all he'd have to do is activate them both, like one after the other. Use Galaxy Destroyer to destroy all of Shark's back row, and then just attack him for game, because he's got the damage on board. It would take so little for either side to win this now. But instead, we are going to live through the 3 last turns for the deck out. Alright, because I'm curious. We're going to look at the face downs. Galaxy Queen's Light and 2 Imperial Iron Wolves. Oh, God. So he definitely had Message in a Bottle in his hand. He definitely could have pulled that off. But instead, he set another Imperial Iron Wolf. Because what if the first one gets destroyed? Alright, well, Nasch takes that one. Next up is number 96 versus Tori. For anyone coming in expecting Tori to be using her Agents deck that this game gave up. No. This is based on her anime deck. Which was not an Agents deck. To be honest, to get out of the way, I really hate Tori. I think that she is the single most useless character in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think she contributed anything to the plot of ZeXaL. Because, like, one of the big things is that she's Sunder and she physically beats Yuma, which a lot of discussion to be had around that in the first place, but we're going to ignore that. She's established in the first season to literally not know how to duel, and I think she has maybe 1-2 duels in the entire show. Hey, dope. Melissa vs. Fork. Like, her entire thing is that she's meant to be like the emotional support and like the person who uplifts the group throughout the anime. I honestly think that like Anna could have done that, because Anna shares the same thing of like girl who has a crush on Yuma who physically attacks them, to the point where the two of them are framed as like love rivals against Yuma. I'm trying to think of like how best can I explain my feelings here, and I don't really know a better way to do it other than just she was useless. She was literally useless. I don't think there's a single scene in the entire show where she actually was pivotally helpful. But hey ho. Her deck, like the deck I've made her, is really consistent. I will say that. So there's a good chance that she like gets ahead just from sheer consistency. Okay. Good for her. She's actually doing a decent job of cornering number 96. Oh, I think she just beat him. Okay, cool. As I said, she has got one of the more consistent decks I made. Entirely possible she gets up into the Champions rounds. Next up is Ray, the last Vector, versus the class rep. For the record, his name is literally just class rep. Ray. Versus the class rep. Okay. Alright, if anyone's wondering why there's like that gap in class rep's name, it senses it if you put down ASS. Because automated filters are not great. Okay, it's got 2 X's. What are you doing, dude? I'm guessing he didn't swing because Will of the Wasp has like a destruction effect. Okay, so you didn't go into the beetle. Okay. I can kind of dig it. Ooh. I do like him throwing out quick virus thing. I'm humming. Why is the question if I'm humming? Hey, it's Crashbug Live. If you don't know how the crash bugs work, basically if you normal summon one while you've got the other on the field, they cool. They summon out the third one from the deck. It's basically a level 3 version of the Arcana Knights. Tour Guide into Crashback Y. Then Will of the Wisp will destroy Tour Guide. Yeah. To be honest, neither one of them is doing a whole lot. Shall we just chill out and wait until someone does something? Hope you guys are having a good day. To my Aussie friends, drink some water. It's hot. To my British friends, get your raincoat out. It is seen it down outside. To everyone else, you know what you need to do to take care of yourself. Do it. Okay, so String Dijin, swing into and Suicide. He's had that option available to him for a while. Wonder why I didn't do it earlier. It's like when he summoned Hum Hum, he could have done that. Oof, 1000 damage is rough, buddy. I do think that we'll see at least the one Vector character get through. Oh, he's not got into Masquerade. In any case anyone's wondering, the reason why he's got limited Barian's Force is because he literally gifted the card to Yuma. So, yeah. Of course he gave it to him. Ugh, and the class rep is dead. Long live the class rep. Alright, and then we've got the last duel of this video. Well, you know what? Penultimate duel, because we do actually have one extra round that we have to do. Which is Droite versus Astral. So for people who are fans of number 39 Utopia, expect a lot of Utopia. I'm not sure. I don't know if Droite has any way to win this. We'll find out. Droite versus Astral. And then the last duel after this is going to be Tron versus Dr. Faker, the showdown we never got. That hand cannot be good if that's what she's wasting those details on. Durbe. Number S39. Okay, up to Utopia Beyond. Okay, still no blah 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 blah. Kagadu Katage, the level 4 that special summons itself. But we do have a bloody butterfly oak. So Utopia Beyond is basically worthless now. Well, I say worthless, it still has an effect, but hey ho. Why in defense position? Up to 30. No, still in defense position. Why? Oh, okay. Numeron Force. So everything's now negated. In case Astral wanted to win really, really hard. He did win. But, you know, Numeron Force is just in case he really, really wants to rub it in that he's winning. And alright, so we started with a Tron duel. We're going to end with a Tron duel as well. Huh. Next round we get to see Ray versus Astral. That's going to be fun. Right, Dr. Faker versus Tron. If I'm being honest, I cannot see Dr. Faker winning this just because Tron has such a natural counter to him. But I was also wrong about Rio beating Katchan, so there you go. Don't at me for calling her Katchan, by the way. That's literally her name in the game. Tron. I think we've also got like a dog character in the game, who I've not included. Alright, Tron versus Dr. Faker. This is going to be the last duel of the video. Hopefully it's a good one. In case anyone doesn't know, Tron's literal entire motivation for existing was to get to Dr. Faker and kill him. Okay, so we've got triple Cyber Valley at the start, which is basically just 3 full turns of, like, draw 1, end the battle phase, because the AI is not smart. Yep. What is your face down? Okay, 2 basilisks. Into number 69. Unfortunately, 69 does not have all of its various anime effects. Nor does it have like all the extra cards that it has in the real world now. Okay, so deep space. Why? Oh, okay, that's why. Fair enough. Galaxy Queen's Light on Deep Space Cruiser to get out Hard Earth Dragon. That is actually really strong. And unfortunately, since number 69 is already out, he can't resummon it just like that to, yeah. And anything he summons or sets will be banished during the end phase by Hard Earth Dragon's effect. Are you going to go into Hirata? No, you can't go into Hirata. Okay, Castiel. Or Castel, the Sky Blaster Musketeer. Whose effect you then stole. Okay, that's clever. Well, now it's Dr. Faker's turn to Destiny draw. Basilisk. He tried to suicide into Basilisk and wasn't even allowed to commit suicide. Inferno Reckless? No. I've got no idea what his plan was there. Okay, so there was a brief moment there where I genuinely thought Dr. Faker might be able to win. When he just dropped Hard Earth Dragon out of nowhere. I was right with my initial guess, though. Tron takes that win. Dr. Faker is out for the count. So yeah. Alright, so that means that in the next round, we will have Tron versus 3, Cat versus Tetsuo. Oh yeah, I forgot that Tetsuo beat Yuma. Shark versus 4, which is actually a really fun duel since they have some serious beef. Kite versus Mizael. So it's not the Season 4 deck, but that is another canon matchup. Gauche versus Flip Turner. Kaito versus Durbe. Nasch versus Tori. And Ray versus Astral. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope to see you next time. Bye.